Synchronicity is one of the concepts spoken in this book, and I have had two instances of synchronicity that I would like to talk about. And this is week 6 of me recording my progress with The Artist Way book by Julia Cameron. And the synchronicity that I have spoken about in one of my previous videos was how I was impressed by The Artist Way book, and how someone gifted the big magic book by Elizabeth Gilbert as well, and those are literally complementary books for an artist of any kind, I guess. So that was first instance of synchronicity that I think happened in week 3. And now in week 6, I think the other instance that happened has been that when I was writing morning pages, it was giving me clarity of what matters to me, what things are most important, what things are not important. And I think one of the surprising elements of writing these morning pages was that I realized that some of the things that I thought were important to me were actually not that important, and things that I thought were not that important to me turned out to be very important to me. So I guess one of the things that I had written down in those pages was, I would like to meet some of my old friends. I really cherish some of the relationships that I had with my friends, especially the friends from school and college. And I just thought, it would be good to catch up with those friends. And it so happened that one of my friends, Mangesh, he was visiting Delhi for a training. He doesn't live in Delhi, he lives in Bombay. And he said, hey, I'm in town, can we catch up? And I obviously said yes. And I think I was free that time. Nikki had gone back, so there were no conflicts around my timings. It was in the evening, so it worked out very well. So I went and met him. It was fantastic. So I think that was another example of synchronicity. It just, one of those things that kind of held me back so many years of, sometimes connecting with my old friends, is that, you can't step in the same river twice. So I was like, okay, probably maybe I had met a couple of friends in the past few years, and I just could not connect with some of them. That person had grown differently, I had grown differently, and just the common platform was missing. And this time I said I'm going with no expectations, and maybe we will see how it goes. And it went very well, actually, because yes, indeed, he has changed as a person, I have changed as a person, but interestingly enough, we changed in the right direction, or rather we changed in similar direction. I'm vegan, he also became vegan, initially for health reasons and then for animal and ethical reasons as well, so we could connect on those things. He seemed very calm, and the wavelengths were kind of matching. There were moments when we did not speak much, but we still were kind of comfortable, so there was no that extra effort to try to fill in the silence as such. And we connected well. We were quite close friends in college, and it was good to connect at a similar wavelength. So I think that was an example of synchronicity that kind of happened in this week. I was quite happy about it. I think my own energies are calmer now, and I think that also helps in connecting as well. And as I said, I did not go with specific expectations, and we just connected very well. So that was great. I think other thing that happened during this week was I woke up with a nightmare, a really bad nightmare. It was more about feeling helpless, when I want to help my daughter and I'm not able to help her, and it's just the circumstantial things, and it kind of put me very close to my insecurities, or things that make me nervous, where I feel I can't control things. And that was really I think disturbing. So I woke up at about 1:30 at night, midnight, and I just opened my morning pages journal, and I just started writing, and I just wrote all those 3 pages in one flow. There was, like, I was so disturbed that there was just no stopping when I was writing it. And probably I stopped maybe because 3 pages got exhausted. I probably could have gone on, and I think I then opened a different page and I wrote some more. So that that kind of put me face to face with my nightmares. I'm not nightmares as in something that you dream at night, but things that you're really scared of. And I think one of the things that I'm really scared of is not being able to protect my daughter or protect the people I matter to me most. And I think that was a sensitive area, and it it kind of took me back to my childhood and took me back to some of the dark times of my childhood where I felt uh, I was in a similar situation as a child, as a I was probably 10, 12, 13 years old, and I felt similarly helpless in similar situations where I wanted to help and I couldn't help. Maybe because I was a child that time, and the reasons have changed, but that helplessness, that feeling of not being able to protect the loved ones, that feeling kind of kept coming up. So I think that was that clarity came through the morning pages. So I am really grateful. I mean, if there was anything that, if I was to pick up one instance, or if I was to pick up something as the most important thing of this journey of 6 weeks, I would probably pick up these two things. One is knowing what matters to me most, and second one is facing my demons and really understanding the deep rooted fears that I have. So I think those were kind of two important things. One of the things that came as an activity to be done this week was to donate 5 pieces of clothing, and I've done that this morning. I've collected probably more than 5 pieces of clothing that I wanted to donate, and I've just donated that. Other thing that the author says, that go in the kitchen and bake something. Obviously, I didn't bake anything, but I've been cooking rice, and I'm kind of looking at that activity. I used to be looking at that activity more as a mundane thing, as a routine things to do. But I think with this book, I thought maybe I'll just enjoy the activity. I'll just take it at my own pace, not rush through it, and I'll do it same stuff with some small little chores doing to be done around the house. I was doing them in a big hurry because they had to be done, but now with removing all kind of distractions of no social media much, not too much of television, so that kind of frees up time, and I'm kind of focusing on these chores more as things I want to do, things I enjoy, partially enjoy doing. So I did those chores as well. I'm doing them without any second thought. So I've done that, I guess. Then tidied up around the house as well. Started cleaning my own toilet. So I was doing it again. I was doing it anyway. I was doing it more as a chore, but now I'm doing it more as an activity, slightly more of a mindful activity. I'm not too sure that that's going to last for too long, but I'll try to do that anyway. The other activity that was send 5 postcards to friends that you would like to hear back from. I could not do that activity because I couldn't think of 5 friends that I would want to hear back from. I know that's an area that I need to improve on, so definitely that's one thing that I would probably do going forward. I also started keeping my spending journal, so I just downloaded this app called Spending, which I heard one of my work colleagues mention, and I thought I might as well download it. I downloaded it. I started, on the app, I started keeping a record of the expenses. Not very particularly accurate record. Probably not able to record everything that is being spent, because some of the expenses are directly spent on the credit card. So, and I'm not very clear whether I'm supposed to record only the expenses that I'm making or the household expenses that both of us are making. But yeah, I'm just recording that anyway. So I've started doing that. A bit of a surprise of how much money is getting spent without me being aware of it. I think that's one of the things of when you are spending in cash, you actually get to see the money getting spent. But when you're spending it via credit card, it's not possible to actually see the impact of how much is getting spent. I think probably the most important part of this week was that this week was supposed to be about money, and I don't think I was very conscious about money during this week. But one major thing that this book kind of highlighted for me when it came to money was not the traditional approach which I was expecting this book would talk about. The traditional approach is about know where your money is going, see where you can save, living a frugal life, conscious spending, all of that. And I guess I'm probably already good at doing that anyway. Um, I don't think I'm, I'm extravagant when it comes to spending, but the chapter on money, week 6 of this book, is not about living frugally. It is about identifying things that really matter to you and spending on those activities, even if it is a small amount of money. And I think that has been a major shift for me, to say, hang on, what really matters to me, and can I spend money on those activities rather than things that I'm spending on which don't really matter to me. So I think that has been an eye opener to me. Yes, I do spend money on swimming and running that I enjoy the most. So that's fantastic. I should continue to do that. Um, I guess, but really knowing that 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 book, various activities and potentially the exercises that you do actually help you focus on the theme of that week. And I think one of the activities that I struggled to finish was writing down some of the favorite things in your life. So the cars, the vegetables, fruits, trees, things like that. And I struggled to finish that list actually. I mean, I couldn't come up with 5 vegetables that I like. Though I'm vegan and I'm vegetarian, I struggle to come up with those names. Probably because even eating as I'm seen as an activity of just surviving and not something that I really enjoy doing. So maybe I need to do that as well. Fruits that I enjoy, flowers. I couldn't come up with that list very easily, but I think the names of the trees and flowers that I listed go directly back to my childhood. The trees and the flowers that were around me, typically the plants that mom had kept, the flowers that she would collect to use in her puja, in her prayers. I think those things kind of stayed with me, and those happen to be the favorite things for me. So that kind of is a wrap for week 6 for me. Amazing week. Do I see a delta? Not directly, but indirectly, yes, a lot of delta I see. I'm slightly more confident, I guess, when I'm attending these writing sessions. I'm a bit more confident. I'm contributing to the conversations there, not traditionally think what I used to think about, what people will think. Will I be liked in this group? Will my comment get enough likes and all that has gone out of the window. I'm not thinking about that anymore. Of course, I'm not there 100% yet. I still have that nagging voice at the back of my mind. How many likes did I get? How many people commented on my comment, things like that. But I'm slightly bit more open now, and I want to be politically correct sometimes. I don't want to hurt other people's sentiments and all. But I'm not doing it for likes anymore. I'm not doing it for acceptance anymore. And I think that's a big change, and that's a fantastic change, I think, that has happened. So that's good stuff. I also went for a walk with Monkey, a street dog, this morning. I really cherish the time I spend with her when we go for that walk. I had to keep the walk short, but I really enjoyed doing that. I'm enjoying my morning swims as well. Yesterday it was raining and I went out for the run and the swim, and it was probably the best decision to do that, because I really enjoy the rains, probably because there's anchoring of rains from my childhood. So that's the wrap from week 6. I'll continue to do this, and halfway through the journey of 12 weeks, it's been a fantastic journey. I highly recommend both the books, Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert and The Artist Way by Julia Cameron.